We are on video number 4. On video number 4 for Operation Aldershot. This is again another video where I present 4 of the lists for Operation Aldershot, and the names have been removed, so we don't know which player made the list. And I will try to keep my answers and comments civil as much as possible. I do get triggered at times. And I also try to limit how much advice I give so that I don't influence how the tournament goes. Right, let's get right into it. We're at list number 9 for Operation Aldershot. And let me just share this with you. Right, list number 9 is a 12 order dice, 1050 points, German Battle of the Bulge. No, it's not a German, sorry. It's an American Battle of the Bulge theater platoon. So we have veterans being the theme here. Veteran lieutenant is the first thing. He's a bit expensive for what you get. Can't remember the Battle of the Bulge theater selector. Maybe you can only take veteran lieutenants. I would give it 2 extra men, just to make it a unit, because you can, and it's cheap. So, and then we have these veteran paratrooper units. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. Lots of paratroopers. BARs on these guys, except for the last one. So we have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 units where there are 7 paratroopers in each, and 1 has a BAR. These are really good skirmishers, and they're really survivable. They're expensive though, but they can really take and dish out damage. So I really like them. Being stubborn is not a big deal because of the restrictions for Aldershot, where flamethrowers are not allowed. So stubborn hasn't got that much of an effect, but it's still nice to have. It will help, situationally, it will help sometimes to let the unit survive. The last unit is a push type unit with machine guns, submachine guns on 4 of the men. For Americans, this is I'm not sure this is necessary, and especially not since it's only a 6-man unit. Yes, there's a rifle there to die off, but I think this is here mostly to have different tools, but I'm not sure it's necessary. The other tools, the other paratrooper units with the BARs are really very, very strong anyways. So medium mortar, veteran, it makes it more survivable, and it has a spotter. Again, I'm guessing that you can only buy stuff veteran in this selector. I don't think this is the optimal way to go. I mean, an inexperienced medium mortar costs 35 points, so this is expensive. 2 bazookas. I like bazookas, and in this environment where we're going to see a lot of tanks for this tournament, and some of them very, very heavy. Double bazooka, yes, that is the way to go. And a veteran sniper to win the sniper duel. Like it, love it. He's also bringing a Dakar Jeep. The American MMG Jeeps, the armored cars, they're not very good, but they are very, very cheap. The main problem they have is they don't have recce. So you get the MMG for very few points, 36 points for an MMG, right? But it doesn't have recce, which you can get in other armies. So that's a problem. And then an M16 Mgmc. The Mgmc is a half-track which has 4 turret-mounted HMGs. It is extremely good. 12 shots with a +1. That is really, really good. This is a veteran killer. Is it good in the environment that it's going to be in? I'm not sure. And I can tell you one thing, 125 points for an open-topped 7+ vehicle, that is too much. It's too expensive for what it does. Many games, I don't think this will actually get to kill a lot of stuff necessarily, because it's really vulnerable. You can't push it up because it's open-topped. And it will get pinned, or it will even get charged and killed. Somebody lobs a grenade down it. So that's a problem. So a really good skirmishing list. The one thing that could make it even better is if there was points enough to buy a Jeep or something, a Dodge maybe, to transport the bazooka teams, because that would increase their range, their threat range. But as it is, it's very good. I don't think this will win the tournament, but it will do okay, I guess, depending again on players. When I'm giving these like my ratings of this, it's only the list. A good player can certainly make this work, and then a player who knows the list and who has played this list a lot can make it work. So, all right, we're going into list number 10, which is a Japanese one. Are we going to see bamboo? I think we are. Right, so let's see here. Let me see. We have 16 order dice, 1,040 points. I think you should use the final point. You could buy another regular dude for your lieutenant. Can you see? Maybe that's already what's been done. Maybe they've agreed on those 10 points. So they're just not an easy army. You can't actually like make it a 4-man team. But I think it's a good idea to do so, and I think you should equip them with SMGs just because they're that much more usable, right? So lieutenant, a regular lieutenant, 4 men. I think that's the way to go. Native Irregulars. Interesting. I haven't seen this since the nerf to Native Irregulars. Before that, I used Native Irregulars quite a lot myself, but now not so much, because they don't benefit from the national special rules of their nation. So the Japanese Native Irregulars here, they don't get fanatics and bonsai. And if you have them as Brits, they don't get vengeance or the rifle one. What's it called? Rapid fire. So so I don't see them as much as we used to. Inexperienced though, they're a pretty good unit to throw up and do some distraction and maybe go down on an objective. So in that regard, I kind of like them still. Are they worth 100 points for 10 men? Maybe not, but they are pretty good. Iga Infantry, a 7-man unit, all with rifles, perfectly fine. There's no problem there. I don't know why you bought it as a dual weapon squad. You're not putting any weapons into it, but still, it's just infantry. 10 points each, not a problem. And here comes the bamboos. The bamboos are really, really good. They haven't done as well as we have expected them to do yet, but 75 points for 15 bamboo warriors that are fanatic and green and can fight close combat. That's really, really good. And then Iga Veterans, 2 of those. One is a 9-man unit, one is an 8-man unit. Again, what's with the different unit sizes here? I'm not sure why that's happening. And also different veterancies. We have some regulars, we have some veterans, we have some inexperienced. And we even have another unit of Native Irregulars, 7 men, one with a submachine gun, that are regulars. Lots of different. My main concern with that is that when you have that many different veterancy levels, you get confused over a tournament day. You get confused and you forget which is which. Or for me, I would rather keep my stuff as similar as possible. This is the exact opposite philosophy in this list. Lots of different stuff in it. I kind of like it, but I would get confused. Suicide anti-tank team, yes, they're very, very good, very, very dangerous, but they're also very, very difficult to use in a way where you can bring them up to do their thing. And then the medium mortars. Remember what I told you before? A veteran medium mortar was too expensive? Look at this. 35 points inexperience to 2 medium mortars. Isn't that great? I mean, yes, you're going to have a sniper problem, but then you have your own sniper to deal with it. These medium mortars will be really good. And the best thing is, place them in some hard cover somewhere and have your infantry up front, because you're never going to shoot in other than indirectly, right? So so just have them behind in a screen of infantry and then shoot out. Perfect. Works really well. And this list has double snipers, so it's going to win those sniper duels just having 2 snipers. Yeah. Enemies, beware, be wary of your small teams, because these snipers will mess you up. 2 more suicide anti-tankers. Yes, I think 3 is the way to go. You can sort of lock down all areas of the table with the suiciders and make sure that the enemy doesn't push a tank into your soft bits. A medium howitzer, inexperienced. This is a good way to play Japanese with as much indirect shooting as possible. We've seen this work very well in the past in the WTC meta, so I like this, and it has a gun shield as well. It's really good. And a captured steward, the darker version. Nice. So, really a strong list here. In the hands of a very good player, this list could also be a good contender to win the whole tournament. So, Burma. Right. And then we're moving into Germany again. Now, this is another German list. Again, I have a few issues here. We have 11 order dice, 1,048 points. So it's a low order dice count, and we are spending a lot of points on veterans. We have a veteran lieutenant with an extra mat, very expensive. I think we could easily go give him 1 more dude, maybe even 2. We have veteran grenadier units. We have a lot of those. We have 4 veteran grenadier units. All of them, no, one has double MMGs. So we have 2 with 1, not MMGs. We have 2 with 1 LMG and double Panzerfausts. We have 1 with 2 LMGs and 1 Panzerfaust. And we have 1 with just 2 Panzerfausts and 5 assault rifles. There's a lot of points not in bodies in this list. There's a lot of points that are just being spent on equipment for these veteran grenadiers. And that equipment is not making them much more killy, nor is it making them more survivable. I would rather spend the points on bodies. I think this has overspent quite a lot. And I also think that I'm really in doubt about what you want to do. The player here wants to do with these units. This first unit here, look at that. It's a 5-man unit with 1 LMG and 2 Panzerfausts. 2 Panzerfausts. That's sort of hunting for Stewart's territory, right? But why? Because the rest of the unit is a backline unit. 5 men, veteran with an LMG. They should go in the back. So the only unit that I can actually see pushing up is the assault rifle unit. The others are not really good pushing units. I'm unsure what this player wants to do. And we have another push unit here, Storm Pioneers, veterans. Again, 2 Panzerfausts, 4 submachine guns in the unit. Again, I'm not sure what this wants to do. Is it going to push the 1 assault rifle and the submachine Storm Pioneers? Is that what is being pushed up and the rest sit back? But why then all the Panzerfausts in the other units? I'm confused here. I'm confused. Medium mortar team, you're paying 75 points for a veteran medium mortar. The Japanese one right before was paying 35. The two medium mortars that the Japanese list had is cheaper than this one medium mortar. Can you honestly say to me that one mortar, veteran, yes, with a spotter, yes, is better than two? I don't think so. A veteran sniper, always good. Light artillery with a gun shield and veteran, ooh, that is good. This is really good because that gun shield will mean, and that is veteran, will mean that it only dies on 6s. It's really difficult to kill this howitzer. And then he also has the Flak 88 with gun shield and veteran. Oh, it's too expensive. Yes, much too expensive. Especially since it's not actually that much better than the light howitzer, medium howitzer that you could get. So, but it's really good and it's very, very survivable. I think it should cost half, but that's just me. And a mortar half track. The mortar, it can ferry 12 men and it has a pintle mounted MG. Now, this is where I get really confused. It has 12-man capacity. All the units are 5-man units, aren't they? But we have one grenadier unit here that's a 6-man unit. But everything else is 5-man units. So is he wasting transport seats? I think he is. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of this list. It's low on order dice. It's got too many veterans. It's got too much expensive equipment. This is not going to win, is it? I don't think it's going to win. Omaha Beach Resistance Nest. Doesn't that have some nice special rules? Let's go check. Boom, boom, boom. No, not especially. I don't think this is a winning list. It might win some games. It's pretty good. If the table is open, there's a lot of LMGs to shoot, and the artillery will do well, but it's way too expensive. All of the choices are too expensive. So, final list for this video will be this Soviet list here. Soviet reinforced platoon, 16 order dice, 1,050 points. Let's see what we've got. We've got an inexperienced lieutenant with an extra man. Fine. Not a problem at all. It's an easy way of getting an extra SMG into the unit. Mounted Recon. Ooh, here we go. This is someone who's been studying meta. Right. Mounted Recon is really good. If you don't know, they have the special rule where they can leave one of their guys when they get out of the transport. That guy can then fire the transport's weapon. This is especially true if they are being transported in Bren carriers. So I am guessing we'll see Bren carriers further down this list. So they'll leave one rifle guy, and each unit has one rifle guy. And then the rest of it is all NCO with submachine gun and infantry with submachine gun. So they will leave one guy in the brain carrier and then they will get out and submachine gun the living crap out of something. All of it is veteran and very, very strong. This is a good competitive choice and it's very, very offensive. We have a free rifle squad, perfectly fine. We have a regular heavy mortar. Again, I think the medium mortar is better, but a heavy mortar does hit pretty hard. So it's not bad at all. A sniper team, regular, perfectly fine. Anti-tank rifle teams. What's with the anti-tank rifle teams? I know a lot of players like them. I don't use them myself. They are pretty cheap though. 30 points for an order dice that can actually shoot and does have +2 penetration. So maybe use them as sort of a sniper-ish thing. Okay, I can see that happening. Cis Divisional Gun, yes. Versatile, pretty good, pretty cheap. Remember that Veteran 88 from before? This one has a gun shield, is fixed just like it, has a +5, not a plus whatever, 7, 6, and an HE. This is just so much cheaper, isn't it? So much cheaper. I'm really sorry on behalf of all German players. Your stuff is just so expensive. And then we round off with a Stuart Light tank, and yes, there they go. We have 4 Lend-Lease universal carriers. Oh, this is a very, very strong list. All of the Bren carriers have the pintle-mounted LMG as well, so there's a lot of dark air split firing coming out of these. A lot of machine gun shots that are also helped, of course, by the Stuart with Recce and all the LMGs and MMGs. Very, very strong list. The one thing that I think this list is lacking is anti-tank capability. It does not have Panzerfausts. It does not have dog teams. I don't think that the anti-tank rifles are going to be enough, and a fixed anti-tank gun with a +5 is not going to cut it. So, I really want to love this list, and I do. There's a lot of strong options here, but I think ultimately this is not going to win either. 16 Order Dice is also very, very good, by the way. It's almost a horde army in this context, right? But I don't think this list is going to win simply because it lacks the ability to deal with. I mean, go back and look at my review of the tank list, the British tank list. This list will absolutely decimate that tank list's infantry choices, but it can hardly scratch the paint on all the tank choices. So it's going to struggle. It is going to struggle. Panzerfausts would have been good here. Right. That was it, more or less. I am just going to do that. Right. That was the next 4 lists for you guys, and I only have 1 video of lists left for Aldershot, and then I think I'll do a roundup at the end once I get the results, see if anything surprised me and if I guessed correctly. So good luck to all the players who sent in the lists. Yeah, see you next time.